Good evening. My name is Deepak Ohri. So I'm just going to show you a video a little while. But here I'm not going to tell you much about luxury, much about management, because this is what you are going to be telling me about. But I'm here going to discuss few things which are very important. Many things haven't changed in last 31 years. Many things are changing every 31 seconds. But these are the things that you are a young generation, you are the next corporate world, you are going to be the new innovators, or many of you would be doing a lot of improvisations. So you are the one who has to take this forward. There's not going to be any conclusion because I'm still searching for few questions. The answer lies with all of you. In what you do in next 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, or 10 years, and at any point of time you have my business cards. If you don't have, I'll give it to you. Whenever you'll find these answers, let me know. I'm going to be asking 3 questions after my discussion. I'm not asking to test you. I'm not a professor. I'm not as educated as all of you. But these are the questions that I've been searching for last 31 years. So I'm going to divide this whole thing in terms of diversity. I'm going to talk about diversity. I'm going to talk about experiences. I'm going to talk about consumer behavior. I'm going to talk about a destination. And then I'm going to ask few questions. I started from a humble family. You must have heard this in a lot of speeches. I'm not going to go very much in detail that how I started. But 31 years later, nothing much has changed in the world, where still, inverted commas, we call it a developing world. There are certain industries in the developing world, nothing much has changed. I don't know how many of you who are here who comes from developing world and are at a level below upper middle class. Because sometimes when we read about these things and when we talk about these things, it looks very normal to us. We never think about it. I'm speaking day after tomorrow in Spain about diversity, about being women, being in diversity, women being part of a leadership position. Our properties headquarters is in Thailand. The first luxury hotel in Thailand opened in 1880, 1880. You all have Google, you can check it. 2 or 3 years, plus minus, don't hold me to it. In year 2016, we made one of our associates. She became the first general manager, she's Thai, first Thai general manager of a luxury hotel in year 2016. A luxury hotel in Thailand started in 1880. It took so many years for a Thai lady to become a general manager of a luxury property. This is the real world. We talk about diversity, we talk about developed countries. I was just reading somewhere that one of the developed nations, somebody very senior in politics was commenting that we have 20% women in a leadership position. Should we be proud about it, or should it be a matter of concern? So a diversity is not only about giving someone that position. It takes a lot to struggle. And why I'm talking about diversity to begin with, that was the challenge. And that was the core factor that Lebua began. His journey, his first journey in year 2003. Because when I started my career, like everybody, I just wanted to go overseas and to work in hospitality. But that time, 31 years back, and still it is same. Because I do read quite a lot, and I read what certain reputed publications talk about. in terms of people, in terms of recognition, in terms of understanding what is there. Hospitality may be not the first choice of INSEAD or business class students, but hospitality is one of the biggest employers. Not the biggest, but one of the biggest employers. Hospitality is where you bring the world together. Hospitality is where you bridge cultures together. I was just talking to the professor and said, INSEAD school is a little bit difficult because the cultures are very diverse. You all come from different backgrounds, different countries, different nationalities. And when you sit in a class, some of you talk a lot, and some of you are quieter. It's very cultural thing. As future leaders, when you all go in your positions, what are you going to do about diversity is very important. It's not important what you do in hospitality or what you do in luxury. And when we talk about luxury, it's a question I don't have the answer, but can somebody tell here that is there a school, are there more than 5 schools in the world which teaches masters in luxury management? Is a question, I thought I'm asking at the right place, you would all know. We have more than 5. They teach masters in luxury management or operations management. Luxury can be a part of a curriculum. Like you have one lecture as a curriculum. I'm talking about a full course. HEC does, ESSEC does, INSEAD may do it. Sorry? That's a hospitality school, Lausanne. But IMD doesn't have a luxury management. That's a hospitality school. Yes, please.
In Italy, we have a luxury academy. It's called, but it's more fashion luxury.
Yeah. But what, is it degree or diploma?
It's a degree. It's a master.
Okay. So,
It's not that.
no, means I don't think so there are more than 5, but if there's more, I would love to know. Now, you all have laptops and you have your phone with you. How many books on luxury is there on Amazon? Quite a few, but how many? Somebody can Google and tell me. Vis-a-vis, how many books are there on finance? I don't need these answers right now, but I thought I can just tell you. And somebody asked me, and the professor also asked me, luxury has never been a price thing. How many of you agree with me? How many of you think luxury is expensive? Oh, so 20% of the class thinks luxury is expensive. Okay, very good. And how many of the others who didn't raise their hand, they're saying that luxury is not expensive? Sorry.
I don't think luxury is about whether it's expensive or not, but it's more about whether service is the main focus for luxury.
Okay, I'm checking my notes. Sorry. Yes, you have a point. So I tell you something. I come from India. Many years back, like 60% of Indian population stays in rural area. Many years back, most of these people didn't even know what toothpaste was. There's a company called Colgate-Palmolive. They came with 30 cents sachet. That is, you have a small toothpaste and toothbrush for 30 cents. And the villagers started using it. That was luxury for them. A 30 cent became a luxury. So luxury should always be equated with experience. because experience stays with you for a longer period of time. Possession is the most dangerous thing. That's like spending money. Like spending money to buy a car. And the happiness stays till the time your friend buys an expensive car. Then the whole excitement of possessing or buying that thing has gone. Because comparison should always be with the experiences. That is why you will notice, and I was just talking to 3 of your associates, and that is where you will notice that comparison should be with an experience. Experience is something which will stay with you. Experience creates anticipation. Anticipation creates planning, and the planning creates a longevity for a thing. And that's how, if we go back, a luxury has to be described. There's a very good book called, I know you may have read it, but it's an old book called Design and Management of Service Processes. If any one of you have read that book, I suggest you should read it. It is something which talks about experiences or creating an experiences. When we create an experiences, it is not about creating an experience like, oh, this is a service process, this is a step 1, step 2. It is a science. Creating an experience is a science. Everything has to be completely thought through. What kind of people do airline routes? Another question. We all travel, right? So can you tell me what kind of education is required to do airline routes? Like a new airline is starting and they have to do hub and spoke method, they have to do a lot of routing, timings and everything, what time this flight should come, what time the connecting flight should go. What kind of people they do that? Yeah, operational management and mathematician and stats people, yes, exactly. But that is part of a service process. So let me just show you, before saying anything, a small video about lebua, and then we get into lebua. I'm coming about the service and a consumer behavior, and then I'll talk about lebua, but I'll tell you one story. I was traveling with my wife from Bangkok to South America. It's almost a 24-hour flight. And we landed in Sao Paulo, and I get a call from my bank. And it said that my wife's credit card has been compromised. And I said, what a great service. Means this is a great service. So I said, thank you. And I was wondering, who could have taken the card? Like nighttime you're sleeping, must be the flight staff, or did we use the card to get the card or whatever. But anyway, I called the bank back and I said, how did you know that her card has been compromised? And they said, because sir, there has been no shopping for last 24 hours. So anyway, so let's talk about consumer behavior, and we talk about lebua. Lebua is a very small company, very small. The room is bigger than the company is. Okay. It started in year 2003 with a restaurant where no interior designer in the world wanted to design it. If you look back, that was blessing in disguise, because we ended up hiring an office designer who agreed to everything we wanted to do. Because they were, like I said, nothing much has changed. Now I'm talking about 15 years back. 15 years back, no interior designer wanted to design because he says, Oh, why you want to come to us? We only design great hotels. We design this. Why are you coming to us for a small restaurant? Anyway, to cut the story short, we opened this restaurant. That time when we opened, and actually the professor told us that we are about innovation, lebua is not about innovation at all. We don't innovate. We do improvisation. We are only about improvisation. We were the 4th rooftop restaurant in the world in year 2003. Right now, there are 1,400 plus rooftop restaurants. But this rooftop restaurant that we opened, followed by few other places, created a hype that we ended up doing a hotel. But we never wanted to do a restaurant. We never wanted to do a hotel. We wanted to create an experiences. If you see all our portfolio, it is very different than the big hotel chains. They are very good. But they have, like some of these big hotel chains, you can have your eyes closed, you can go, you know the bathroom is on left, the wardrobe is on the right, the bed is there, and the window is on top, which you cannot see while, or you can see when your eyes are open. Otherwise, when your eyes closed, you can't see. Most of the places also, I'm talking about innovation. Most of the spas, they have the best view. Spa in the sky, and they show you the garden, but I'm not able to understand what that view do to a man or a woman or to a person. Because when your eyes are open, they'll put something on your eyes. You can't see anything. And when they don't put something on your eyes, your head is down, and you just see a bowl with a flower or stone, depending on the spa. But they have the great view, the great real estate, the best portion of the hotel, or best portion of the location located for spa, because they say it works on your mind. But for 90 minutes, 80 minutes, or 60 minutes, what do you see? You don't even see the therapist. So, like I said, if tomorrow we do a spa, we will do an improvisation, but we don't innovate. This is what happens when you innovate. What happens when you improvise is lebua. We opened a property in Lucknow. Lucknow, I don't know how many of you are from India. We opened a property in Lucknow 4 years back. Lucknow is a small place in Uttar Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh is a very big state of India, because it normally they say in Indian politics, because the elections are coming, that this state plus 2 other states decide who would be the next prime minister of the country. I'm talking about India, not France. In France, you have president as such, right? So, when we went to open a hotel in Lucknow, every international brand was there. But still, lebua became the first heritage hotel in that city and in that state. Because that is a part of an experience. Because Lucknow is a very cultural place. You bridge gaps. In Bangkok, we created something. Bangkok, by nature or by design, get a lot of tourists. But the average room rates in Bangkok city is 2nd or 3rd lowest in the world. I think KL is also very low, and there's one more city in the world. So you can't make much money. STR is called Smith Travel Research, is an international research company and aggregator of all cities, all countries, room rates, averages, said that Bangkok luxury hotel average ADR, that is average daily rate, is $150 US. How do you make money when you spend that kind of money to build the hotel? What was our improvisation? Our basic restaurant has an average check of $200 plus, and the average table size is 3 people. So we get $600 as an average check. And I'm very proud to announce that lebua, Bangkok, not the whole group, is the first vertical destination in the world. I'll explain you what is vertical destination. The second vertical destination in the world is in making. It is in New York called Hudson Yard. Hudson Yard, I don't know how many of you, any one of you know Hudson Yard? Hudson Yard, as I'm talking today, is the world's most expensive real estate development in New York City. It's not the most expensive in New York. It's the most expensive real estate development ever done in the world. So that is the second vertical destination which is in making. Now I'll tell you the difference in a vertical destination we have created in Bangkok, which is a corporate based city. When you talk about Asia, you talk about Japan. When you talk about Asia, you talk about Hong Kong or you talk about Singapore. Bangkok, you talk about 100 Thai baht, that is $3 fried rice. You talk about street food. You talk about temples. You talk about cruises. Very few people understand that Bangkok also offer luxury experiences and dining experiences. Now, our improvisation, when I'm talking about a difference between innovation and improvisation, food has always been there. The country where I am, the fine dining started from this country, France. There are almost 8 or 10 chefs in general all over the world, where every hotel chain goes and start doing restaurants with them. It's very easy. Go to this chef. He's a great chef. He has restaurants in 20 countries. Let's plan one restaurant with him. And that's what most of the hotel chains do. And there's nothing wrong in that. What we do at Lebua, which is our pride, is we create our own people. We create our own chef. Not only we create our own people and create our own chef, we bring them to the same international platform. Like in movies, you have Oscars of a platform where you see where the best actors and actresses come from, though it is very much US-centric. In food, which is more international, you have Michelin. I just saw that Michelin is coming for a campus selection also. But this Michelin is different than the Michelin tires. So you have Michelin Guide, which is an international neutral platform to award you. So we create our own people, we create our own concept, we create our own chefs and bring them to that international platform and that international recognition, which is Michelin. It requires a lot of courage. Now the question that has to be asked, if we are so good, why we are so few in hotels? Now we did a quick calculation. If we have to manage a super uber luxury hotel, say expensive one also, a 300 room with 3 restaurants, the yearly management fee that we will get from that hotel, we make from one bar, which is 18 square meter. When we do improvisations, we work with brands. We work with a lot of international brands. So I give you an example. We started a champagne bar in year 2016. And I know, I came to Paris. And I went to meet Pernod Ricard, that's a liquor company, must be coming to the campus, right? So I went to meet their top management team, and they said, no way, we will open a champagne bar in Thailand. And I asked why. He says, our competitor opened 2 bars with 2 different champagne and both closed down. And if you look at the AC Nielsen, I don't know how many of you know, AC Nielsen is a research company. If you look at the AC Nielsen, the research shows the champagne market is down. We said, but our customers will love the champagne. We opened the bar. The compromise was we'll open a small bar. We opened 18 square meter bar. Then came the second challenge. I said, I want this product. So I wanted a particular Belle Epoque Blanc de Blanc. They refused. So I was in Hong Kong duty free, so I saw 40, 50 bottles of Blanc de Blanc, and I touched the bottle, there was a lot of dust on it. So I just called them, I said, these bottles are here. You are not even giving me 1 bottle. Why can't you give me these bottles? We got it. They said, we'll give you this bottle on allocation. We got it. Today, that 18 square meter bar, 2016 and 2019, and you can check, it's a public knowledge. and a lot of publication has written about it. We sell more than whole of Singapore, including duty-free shops. And we are selling at $2,000 a bottle. I'm talking about Singapore as a city. You all know Singapore because INSEAD has a campus there also. So for no other reason, but yes, of course you would know. So this is how we have done, and how we have done it. We never sold champagne. We never sold food. What we have always been selling is experience. Now, I came to, 5 years back I came, and it was my wife's anniversary. Credit card was not blocked. So I took her to Eiffel Tower, great restaurant, and I saw a single ventilation hood. I liked it. It was in the restaurant. We just opened a restaurant. I don't know how to go to the photographs, but it's called Chef's Table. It's not a restaurant. Actually, it is a restaurant in the kitchen. Yeah, this one. So what we did is we created a single ventilation hood, but we went to this company and said, you know what, we want you to do UV fresh air, ultraviolet fresh air. So what it does is, example, this border here, you see the edge is a kitchen. You put a step in, you can smell the food. You put a step out, you don't smell the food. What it does is that after that border is a virtual UV ultralight sensors. It cleans the air. So it converts the food smell, take it into the air conditioning cycling and throw it out as a fresh air. So this is how we use technology. We don't use technology by giving iPads as menu. We don't give technology as bringing mobile phones and say, please swipe your card here and the bill will come. We don't use technology by putting robots, trying to save manpower, but we are using technology which people cannot see, but their experience is enhanced. It's not about we use the UV light thing. We are the first one in the world ever to use it because the company designed it for us. But it's not that we are using it. What I'm telling you is the difference is that we have created that experience. That when you go back home, you will wonder that when I go to the other restaurants and the open kitchen, my clothes smell of food. But when I go to this restaurant, how come the clothes do not smell of food? That comparison, which I spoke to you before, that when you buy a Maserati, you are happy until the time your friend has bought Rolls Royce, that comparison will make you come back to us. That experience, and these are small examples, experience is a big thing. Our front end is very simple, like any other restaurant. The staff will come and you can say, oh, this, but our back end is full of MBA students. A lot of calculation, we do, means another thing in terms of experience. Normally when you go to the rooftop places, most of the rooftop places, and I've been asked this question by my auditors also, because they're finance people and educated in great business schools, so they've been told. And they gave me a study. It says, you have got 1,000 people going up every day. What is the guarantee? A very intelligent question they asked me. So I'm asking you the same question before I answer the question. So this is the question. You have 1,000 people going up. How many people, how do you control without charging them that these people just go, take a photograph and come back? So why don't you charge downstairs for everyone to take a lift to go up? What will be the answer if you're not charging? Yes, please. Okay. So meaning I'm allowing them. So I'm allowing them for a free publicity, but I'm not charging them. You're saying that.
So when they post the pictures, you get free publicity.
Yeah, but they're not buying anything, right? So you're agreeing to that fact. So my question is, my auditor is saying the same thing, that you are getting a free publicity, but what is the use of a free publicity when they're not buying anything? So how would I have satisfied my auditor? It has to be both ways, you know. They told me don't talk more than 45 minutes. 15 minutes, let the student talk. So it has to be both ways. Yes, please.
By the way, you're not ruining the experience to the guys that really go in there and pay in your restaurant. Because then if you charge them and they're willing to pay, so like, no, I won't go to a place that are charging me in the entrance. Treating me some, that like, I'm going to just go there and take a picture. So
Yeah, but then I'm not charging them, right? But I'm saying how do I ensure that they go up, they take photographs also, and they spend money also. Sorry, please.
You charge them to bring them back down.
No. Sorry, please.
By offering them something at the top, they can't say no to. Like offer them an experience once they get up, but they don't want to.
Yeah, but still there are people who said, okay, let me just go, take photographs. So how do we ensure? I'm talking to the MBA class. I see a lot of green, I see a lot of orange. Yes, please.
Tell them there's a better view on the other side, but to go there you have to pay a bill.
No. The question I'm asking, please. Sorry, yes.
I'll do something stupid, but like when they go up, you actually bring them to the bar and kind of have the first free, I don't know, the first champagne glass is free, and then they like it there and they stay to consume the next glass.
Yeah, but free we don't give. They don't even give free to me there. Okay, please.
Staff welcoming them?
Staff welcoming them? Yes, staff welcoming them, but how do you ensure? Staff welcome them, they have gone, they sneak out. How do you ensure on a daily basis, or let me ask a question, let me rephrase my question. Okay, I'm coming to both of you. How do I ensure sitting in my office that out of 1,000 people, 950 people are getting charged?
You just say when they get to the top of the lift, where would you like to sit? Where.
But some of our bars are standing bars also.
Okay, we say, let me show you to the bar. What can I get you?
But still they'll take photographs.
But they do feel if you put some pressure on them, they'll expect.
I know.
Wandering.
Yeah, but how do you make sure? How do you count that? How do you ensure? Sorry.
So I remember, because I went there, and I remember there was a dress code selection at the beginning, so maybe just to do something with that, you're basically scheming away the most cave.
No, I also take photographs. We all take. My dress code is okay, right? Sorry. Okay, I have to go. Yeah. The lady first and then I come to you, please.
Yeah, I was thinking it's a reservation only system. Like,
No, but the bars, no.
This is where the power of your hospitality comes in, right? If you make someone feel obliged when they come to the top, 9 times out of 10 they'll probably purchase something.
But how do I make sure, sitting in the office, that they're getting charged?
That's the way that you kind of trained your staff, when they come in, the whole hours they welcome, and
I'm coming to you, ma'am.
Okay, so one way would be maybe give them up there for free, and they can take in the view, but for them to take photos is when there's been.
Like I said, they don't even give anything free to me.
For them to take the view is free, but if they want to take photos.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to tell you one very interesting thing, but after I'll tell you how. But I'm going to tell you something very interesting, and you will all be amazed. But yes, ma'am.
I don't know, maybe you, kind of interior design thing, you put the bar before the terrace. I don't know if there's a terrace or something like that, that you can get the access to the terrace only if you physically pass through the bar and bump something there.
I should have met you before, but that's a great idea. So when we do something next, I'll use that. But yes, actually it's a very good idea.
And we'll ask for
Yes, please. Sorry?
Have something else that is as important as the view. So maybe the fact that they're coming is also because of a certain special drink that they want to make sure to capture before they leave.
Okay.
We motivate the staff because as I remember, when you drink one cocktail, you take a picture, they come to you, the waiters, and
Now the point is, are they taking the first cocktail? Once they have taken first cocktail, then they can take 3 photographs. Yes.
Like maybe a social media meme or a challenge where people have to take a picture up there with a cocktail.
Yes.
So make them wait a little bit, not just get them in very quickly, let them wait outside in the queue, maybe for some minutes. Once they get in, and tell them you need to stay for longer time. So basically, when they get bored, maybe they can think about something to do there.
Yes.
Just one more idea, like as soon as they enter, the first thing they do is make them seated. So as soon as someone's seated, because most of the top luxury bars, that's what they do, they make you sit down. And after that, you feel kind of obligated to.
How do I make sure that everybody is seated? I'm in an office, I'm not there. How do I know that 95% people are getting charged?
You allocate times to go up. So each customer goes up for say half an hour.
Have loyalty with your staff also.
Sorry?
Loyalty with your staff. Make sure that they are applying all the things that you.
Yeah, but the loyalty, so how do I know sitting in my office? Okay, I agree. All of you are saying the right thing. I'm not saying any one of you saying anything wrong. Everything works, whatever you're saying. And if not working, I'm going to take the idea and start making sure that it works. But how do I know?
So you don't stay in your office?
I don't stay in the office, okay. I like you. So I tell you something, it's a very good thing you said. I never wanted to say it here. But since you said, let me explain it to you and then I'll answer the question. So I was like a little bit of a notorious student. And there's a viva. And you know what was asked from me? They put 4 people in front of me and said, tell us who's your professor. Because I never used to go to the class. So I didn't even know who the professor was. But I don't do that thing again. So I tell you, we use technology. So these are small counters that comes with the camera. So we have put our staff facial thing into the cameras and it is connected. There's an API connected to our point of sale systems. So it tells us how many people are going up. And when the staff walk through these counters at different places, it automatically gets deducted. Then from the point of sale, we know how many people are getting charged. And whenever the difference is more, we train the staff. So like I said, we are of improvisation, so we use technology in a way the customer don't see it. And these are the counters you don't even see. These are not like shops. These are now, the technologies come up so much, they are half the size of this and they're so small. Like one of the counters at the bar, which is a standing bar, the counter is as big as this pen and has got 2 lenses. That's it. It can come in any color. And it is wireless, can be, you do an API, connect through your point of sale system, and you put your staff photographs, so it automatically does the job you don't need to do. So you know every day 1,200 people are going, 1,100 people are getting charged. So this is how we use technology. But I didn't want to test, but you have, all of you have given me wonderful ideas, so don't look at me like this. So please, so great. So thank you very much for that. So the idea was, the trick was to get more ideas. Because the class is a little bit quieter, so I said, how do I encourage all of you to come up with a lot of ideas? So we have spoken about this. Now I have one thing I'm going to talk about, vertical destination. Then I have got 2 questions. Yes. It's time, almost time, right? So I'm going to talk about vertical destination, that what is vertical destination? Anyone can explain me what is a vertical destination? Yes, please. Thank you.
Pretty much a property or just destination that's on top of a building, but you don't actually own the whole building, it's only the top group.
Okay, so it's very good. 90% there. 10% I'll add is, it doesn't need to be top. Vertical destination is, like you see, we are in France, like you have Champs-Élysées, it's a horizontal destination. You walk like this to the shops. Vertical destination is you go in a building in a lift on different floors, different bars, different restaurants. Now you have to see is under one roof how many bars and restaurants one building has. Today we are the highest in the world, including the casinos. And the second one that is coming is Hudson Yard. If you don't, good you didn't know about it, there's something I can add to the class. Okay, so you should all Google lebua, That is the world's first vertical destination. And also Google Hudson Yard. Maybe they will come here for recruitment. The chairman of that company is also has a chair at the Michigan Business School. It's called Ross, after his name, Ross School of Business. Anyway, so this is how what we have created is a vertical destination, the number of restaurants, and all the restaurants and the bars what we have is catering to one set of market. We don't have cafes, we don't have coffee shops, we don't have something like that. So we are catering to one set of market because we do not want to cannibalize our business. We do not want to add too much that distract or tell people what to do. Like your question you asked us and you told us that the dress code. What we do also is by science, and I'll give you 2 other examples, and this is about consumer behavior. We have a lot of filters before the guests come up. We do not even allow at the rooftop bar for the photographs to be taken. At 60% of our place, we do not allow photographs to be taken. The biggest complaint we have is that we do not allow photographs to be taken. And do you know why we do not allow? For the privacy of our customers. We only allow from certain points, we call it vantage point, where they cannot see the customer, photographs to be taken. We take care of privacy of our customers quite a lot. Now, when we started a lebua hotel, we wanted to hit the Japanese market because Japanese ladies, they travel in group, 2 or 3 ladies, because they'll spend a lot of money on dining, they'll spend a lot of money on wine. So it was a good market, but they would not stay with us. So how do you go and convince them to stay? We all talk about culture. There's one very important thing in this world is behavior. And you know what we do with the behavior? We did a research and we found out that Japanese ladies do not send their intimate clothing to the laundry. Every day they are washing that in the bathtub and hanging it on a cloth line. You know what we provided? We provided washing machine and dryer. And within 15 days, we had captured more than 60% of Japanese ladies coming into Bangkok to stay with us. I've told this thing, I want to ask you something. I'm talking a lot about experience. Can somebody tell me a difference? And there's no set definition. Everybody has a view. I'm not saying I'm right, because it's not a lecture, it's a discussion we are having. That's why I want to make it 2 ways. So my question is, I've spoken quite a lot about experiences. Can somebody tell me a difference between experience, except 2 of you, and maturity? We say this person is mature. The country has matured quite a lot. And then there's something called experience. What is the difference between when we say this person is mature or this person has a lot of experience? Please.
Does maturity kind of imply that you've learned from the experiences and that you're kind of wiser as a result of what you've experienced?
So you have learned from your experiences?
Yes, so maturity implies that you've drawn some conclusions from the experience.
Yes, please.
I would argue that maturity comes with a component of time and experience. You can be very experienced with less time.
I will differ with you here. The experience always takes time. Experience comes with your achievements and your mistakes. Please.
I would say that you can have a lot of experiences, but if you don't reflect and if you don't think about the experience and understand the takeaways, you can have as much experience as possible, but without ever maturing more.
So maturity is that without you are able to foresee a problem, or you are able to see what is going to happen without experiencing it. And experience is you have gone through that whole process. That's what experience is all about. So we were a little bit mature organization when we started, because we could foresee that if we are able to create these experiences, we will create a world of our own. That is something I have to say about lebua. And if you have any questions, anything you want to ask, you can ask me. And please.
So what's your development strategy? Because you only have
Yeah, it is. We have 6 actually. In Bangkok, we have 2 hotels.
Before I was hotel manager before, working for Accor Hotels.
For?
Accor Hotels.
Oh, yeah.
So we were opening like 100 hotels per year. And so I was wondering, like a small company like yours, what's your strategy?
We want to stay small. And our strategy right now is to add 15 restaurants, bars, day club and night club within this building, 15 more, 15. And then we will look at our neighboring region, CMLV. CMLV is Cambodia, Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam. Because Thailand, Bangkok will act as a hub, because people come to Bangkok and then they will take the flight connections to go there. Presently, I'm member of WTTC also, World Travel Tourism Council, and we are trying one visa policy for CMLB. So that will increase a lot of tourism to this developing nation. So that is our strategy. We don't want to become such a big hotel chain. We don't have, I won't say we don't have ambition, we don't have that kind of resources. And that is definitely not something we are aiming or looking at also. So we want to focus in different places at different experiences. Food and beverage is our core. Food and beverage is core because it gives us more bandwidth and more people to understand their behavior. And we learn quite a lot. So whatever it is, we are able to relate to them. So that is, in simple short, not a very ambitious strategy, but a very stable one for us. Please.
How do you insight into your employees this search of looking at the behaviors and trying to learn about them? How do you we all the organization try to look for that, or is only seen between the top management of how to improve the stuff, or is something that also comes I don't know, maybe in this example of the Japanese ladies putting the things into the lingerie in their bathroom. Somebody there was cleaning, saw it, and
no, not screening is we do market research quite a lot. I think we are a very scientific company. We say we build on design, but we sell on emotions. So our philosophy is we are building lebua on design. And the design is not in terms of interior design, it's whole the scientific design, service process design and everything, but we sell, when it comes to selling it, it's sold on people's emotion, anticipation. So this is what we do. How do we train our people? That is the second step. The question to be asked, how do we hire our people? We don't hire employees. We hire entrepreneurs. We want people who wants to achieve something in their life. We want to hire people who are like me, who have been neglected, who have been ignored, but who wants to achieve something in their life. These are the people we hire. We hire people who wants to do something in their life, something different. That's it. And then it becomes very easy to train them. Our training is only 2 minutes. Sometimes it is 4 minutes, but never have been 6 minutes. Meaning 2 minutes training. Sometimes when people do not understand, we repeat it again. But we don't repeat it third time. Thank you. Any questions? That was easy. Oh, sorry.
You said there was a lot of MBAs. What are the roles of MBAs at lebua?
I think consumer research, behavioral analysis, and then spending analysis, because that is something which we cannot do. Please.
I looked at your website and you had 3 destinations, and one of them was New Zealand. Why New Zealand? It's such a tiny space.
We have only 3 rooms. We have only 3 rooms in New Zealand. 3 rooms.
No, you've got 3 destinations.
No. In New Zealand, we have only 3 rooms. So it is even much more tinier than you are saying. So I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying it's still not so big. It is even tinier. But can you tell me what is the average spending of a guest per night in New Zealand? $300 to $400. Okay, except 3 people here in the room. Can anybody guess what is the average spending per evening at our New Zealand property? Please. $3,000 to $5,000. Okay.
And your New Zealand property would be, something like about 7,000.
Sorry?
About 6 to 7.
6 to 7,000. Okay, I'll make it easier. Tell me in New Zealand dollars.
Well, that makes it harder.
Sorry?
That makes it harder.
That makes it harder. Okay.
It's about 7 cents a dollar.
Sorry? Okay, so I can give you one hint since I have finished, so hopefully it's the last question, because otherwise I'll start sweating. We sign 500-page contract for 100% of our guests. And 99% of the time, we do give pseudonyms. New Zealand dollar a night, including room, dining, chefs, private jets, chopper. New Zealand. So they land in Auckland, we give them a chopper, our property has a helipad, they land in our property, we fly our chefs, we create an experience for them. 30%. We don't want more. It's by invitation.
Is luxury expensive?
It's a perspective. If you ask those people who are staying there, they'll say it's a steal. But Bangkok, you see the contrast. So you see the pricing contrast, and you look at India. So there's a complete contrast. Sorry, yes, ma'am. Can I tell you a very honest answer? He's recording it, but even still, I wanted to say off the record, but he's recording it, so it's fine. It worked as a default. It was never intended to be like this. So it was a default. And that's the truth. We never thought we will end up doing this. When we launched that property, we launched, if I'm not wrong, at $4,000, $5,000 a room. We were not expecting more than $10,000 a night. That's how we began the property. It's like Screaming Eagle wine. How many of you know about Screaming Eagle wine? You know Screaming Eagle. Oh, wow, good. That's good. At least one know. You should look at the Screaming Eagle website, the most arrogant website you would have ever seen. This wine started at $200 from Napa Valley. Today, at the Sotheby's auction, this has been rated as the world's most expensive wine. A particular year of this wine has gone for $565,000 US, and Romani Conti sold at $510,000 US at the same auction, a particular year. But the minimum you can get a wine, if I'm not wrong, you had it $3,500, right? Yeah, it's $3,500. But the point is, you may have $100,000 or $1 million, you can't get a bottle. Sometimes price is not relative. You know, actually this is a question I should ask ladies more than the men. How many ladies have heard of this brand called, men please don't answer, I just want to ask the ladies. How many of the ladies know this brand called Marinella? Okay. No, please.
Well, it's the most famous and best
Necktie maker. Yeah, so 7 years back, nobody knew about Marinella. Today, not many people, I'm very happy, you know, Screaming Eagle, people know about that. So today, the world, price has become relative. Experience is changing daily. Okay, and now young people like you, when you will go out of the classroom, I'm not talking about today evening, I'm just saying when you graduate out of the classroom, you are changing the world. And the world is changing for good because it is keeping us on toes and innovating and starting new things. We just created a champagne for ourselves. And just to give an example, you told me about Accor. So let me ask you 2 questions and then we'll finish. How many of you have stayed in hotels? Very good, excellent. How many of you have stayed in a hotel, except the sleeping time, have stayed in the hotel in your room more than 4 hours? Average, not one day. Average for all your stay, you have stayed in your hotel room, forget about the sleeping time, more than 4 hours in a hotel room.
That depends on whether it's luxury or not.
I'm coming to that. I'm just coming to that. See, everything has economics. So, if I take the class, 100% of the class has stayed in a hotel. 8 people, meaning, I don't know how many students are there, so I'm not very good in maths. Somebody here can do the maths. But I'm thinking not more than 15% has stayed in the hotel room, in this classroom, for more than 4 hours. Now, imagine you go in a hotel room, you have a Murano chandeliers, you have gold-plated bathtubs, you have gold-plated taps, you have got the best of the Minotti furniture. What's the use of all that spending in that room when you are not there to experience it?
It's to know that we can have it.
So that's where the experience failed. And that's where the luxury is failing. Because then it becomes a price. It is not an experience. It is for you to go and tell people, you know what, that hotel, I've stayed there. Please. I was born in Lucknow. Yeah, I was born in Lucknow. But Lucknow is a beautiful place, actually. Yeah. Okay, so any other questions you have? Yes, please.
What is your expansion strategy going forward? Where do you see?
I've just answered that.
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
Yeah. So our expansion strategy is we are going to create a full vertical destination. We are the world first, but we want to add so many outlets more that it takes for a competition another 10 years before they think of doing that, because adding too many places in one building is the easiest part. Making money out of it is a difficult part.
In Bangkok or?
In Bangkok. So we are going to be, by the time we finish, our project will finish 2021 or 2022 beginning. We would be total more than 23 restaurants, bar and nightclub in one building.
So how do you differentiate, like with the banyan tree in Bangkok, for instance? Like the rooftop bar is amazing as well. So what's the differentiation between your rooftop bar and banyan tree, or the Sofitel, for instance?
Banyan Tree was the first rooftop bar of Thailand. We were the second one. So to answer your question, I'm going to answer it in a very different manner, and then I'll give you an example. So Banyan Tree was the first rooftop bar. It's a great bar. We were the second one. But when you ask people, which is the first rooftop bar in Thailand, they say us. Emirates flew non-stop Dubai, New York. But if you ask people, which is the first airline that flew non-stop from Asia or Middle East to New York, they'll say Singapore Airlines. That tells you. I hope I'm answered my question. Perception and experience both.
So what's the difference in terms of experience?
I said both are good places. I can't tell the difference, the customer should tell the experience. So just to give you, when it comes to volume, the revenue of Sirocco and Sky Bar. So we divided the outlet. Sirocco is a restaurant, Sky Bar is a bar. The revenue of Sirocco and Sky Bar combined is more than whole of Banyan Tree Bangkok food and beverage business, including banquets, including the rooftop bar. They have 11 outlets.
Having such a super ultra luxurious product.
Not ultra luxurious, ultra experience stuff. Yeah.
The website says ultra luxurious. How do you adjust to economic cycles and downturns, and when, like, say the financial crisis, for instance? How does that affect you?
Thailand has gone through a lot. Thailand has gone through its political crisis. It has gone through natural calamity in terms of floods and everything. So yes, we do get. But there are two sayings in the world, and we have not said, and both the sayings have been said by two different publications. They said the day there's not even a single guest at Sirocco restaurant, meaning there's no guest in whole of Thailand. This is a very prestigious magazine that has written. Another thing is, which I always say, you may have seen some recordings, but I always take pride in saying that you can visit Rome and not visit Vatican. But if you visit Bangkok and not visit Lebua, it's a sin. So next time when you guys are in Bangkok, do visit Lebua. I don't want any one of you to commit sin. Thank you. Thank you.